Hey, good morning everybody. This is Kent from Razor's Edge. Today we are sharpening mobily as usual. So I got a pair of, this is some older shears. Don't have too much, I'm trying to get better lighting here. Don't have too much, I really don't have too much of a rye line on them. They didn't seem to be cutting too well. Felt like they were grabbing almost more than anything. Yeah, just kind of see how that. So let's take them apart, sharpen them up, and I'll show you how my process to do on a curved bevel shear. Try to get some of this rust off while we're at it. Apologize by the noise. It's hot today and I got the door open on the trailer, so hit it with some 100% simple green. Let that sit for a second. Okay. Simple green does a pretty good job of getting some rust out. Not everything. Like, you got some embedded stuff here. I'm trying to work that with a Q-tip. Get some of that out of there. Alcohol works too, 70-90%, whatever is easier. Okay. Try it. Trying to reestablish that line good up at the tip of the blade, since there wasn't one at all. Try to get that back in place. There we go. Bring it back kind of gracefully if I can. Alright. That tip is the area that always gets when you're on a flat, especially flat. Especially with a curved shear, doing it on a flat is really hard. There we go. Much better. I like that. This side's easier because this doesn't have the crazy angulature that the other blade does as much. I mean, it's still very curved, but it's much easier to work on a right-handed on a flat hone like this. But it's still got a pretty wicked edge or wicked curve in it. So do one more. I still see some scratches from the 400. Okay, very cool. Let's get our 2000. I just wanted to show you the processes of what I do. Okay. Go to a 2000. That should give us a nice smooth edge. I don't want to push too hard down and cause a washout in the hollow up there. There we go. Barrel. It's got a good one, but I don't want to, like I said, the biggest fear of mine is washing the tips out on these. Yeah, this is an older shear too, so I don't want to go too crazy and honk off a whole ton of metal inside or above each side of the shear. So come down. This one's got a little bit lesser. Okay. Lift my hand up. I want to keep that pivot right on the stone. Okay. Let's take a piece of leather. Okay. Kind of wipe off the burrs. Clean them. Turn this down a little bit. Add a little bit of buff. Should have done this beforehand, but I went a little bit out of sequence for the video here. Because you don't want to get all that residual compound up on the top of the blade because it's smudgy and it looks unclean after you just cleaned up your shear. So see how that smudges right there? So I have to wipe that off. It's got one really light pivot screw. I mean, the indentation on that thing is really hard. And these were really loose when I got them. So, alright, that's about the tension we want. Cut off any burr, residual burr. Alright, that feels pretty good. We're having a little bit at the tip there, so I'm going to have to correct that. Try the buffer one more time. It feels like burr. This actually might be a little too tight. She had this thing really loose, so I want to make sure a little looser. You know, it's hard to see because of the light, so I can't really show you that. There's a set you want to look for. They feel smooth, but I want to do a long cut that gets like most of the hair. Bring that back up here and do more of a throat cut, and then do a cut at the tips. Alright, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that because alright, let me see if I can get it thicker. Let's cut through the thicker stuff well. Alright, so this is all set. Let me do one more thing before I shut this off. Get back on that and clean that smudge off of the tip. There we go. Yeah, it leaves that. I use that blue compound, and it leaves an amazingly fudgy mark, or smoggy kind of mark to it. Same thing with simple green too. If you don't wipe it off clean, it leaves a foggy appearance, and you want these to look good. I got about, I would say, 90% of the rust off. Tips are still good. All right, this one is done to go. I'm gonna get to work on the others. Just wanted to show you a video. I know it went a little long, so thanks for watching. This is Kent from Razor's Edge in Michigan. If you ever want to contact us, I'll put the contact information. Mobilely, we service the Macomb County, St. Clair County, and eastern Oakland County areas in Michigan, and we would be more than happy to come out to your grooming shop and sharpen for you. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.